It works for animals also. They are our fellow companions. They help to maintain world ecosystem. Even they are part of us. They love flowers. They keep smelling it. I guess they understand flowers due to their own creative intelligence, which is within us also, but we have forgotten how to use this.
I am Shilpa Sharma and I'm here to talk about the flower remedies and how it helped Bruno. Bruno is my pet dog. Bruno was my pet dog. There were some major tests done and all that, and they realized that it is a tumor that is developing inside. And then they did the biopsy and came to know that it is a cancerous tumor. After the biopsy report came, the doctor told me that this pain is equivalent to 1,000 needles pricking at a time. The vet was very blunt to me and told me that, I shouldn't expect any miracle and I should either put him down to relieve him out of the pain, or he would just survive and be in that kind of a pain for 1.5 months, nothing more than that. I spoke to Dr. Shah over the phone and he told me to bring Bruno here. He gave me an aura spray made out of the flower remedies. His ears starting oozing out with a black colored tar, and it would keep oozing out all the time. But I could see that we are overcoming something. And this, continued for a good 10 to 12 days. And after that, it stopped oozing out. It started becoming all right. The itching started reducing. His sleeping hours started increasing. His appetite came back, and some energy in his body came back. So all these were the symptoms, and it would be a surprise for you. This was on the 23rd of September that I came here, and after a month of this treatment, Dr. Shah told me to first go to the vet and then come here. So when we went to the vet, the vet shaved off his ear. He's checked inside and he did not find anything. So the vet told me, is it the same ear? It was in the left ear. So I said, you can check the other ear. And the vet checked the other ear. That was clean too. And so was this ear. And the vet was like twice or thrice he checked this thing. And he said, I can't believe this. This is a miracle. The tumor is there. And he said, even after a chemotherapy or a radiation treatment, there remains a purple scar. Even the scar is not there in the ear. So this is the kind of, impact these flower remedies, this very simple looking, 2-3 drops of medicines had over this kind of a worst situation. So he almost got completely healed and it was a miracle. So we celebrated Bruno's birthday and thanks to Dr. Atul Shah, he got well.
I worked with different flower remedies, and I find that the Indian flower remedies are extremely beneficial, especially when I'm working with animals, and especially with the Himalaya remedies. I find that very easy and very practical solution when I'm treating animals in certain health issues, emotional or mental or physical issues for that matter. Because the fact that it is water-based, it is so easy to administer it to animals. They are not afraid to take it. So that's where their healing process already begins, as opposed to if I were to give them certain medication or like a herb, this is so much more easier and simpler to kind of work with. I've used it in a number of different cases, just on its own, as well as with other modalities also. So either way, it kind of really works very well. When using on its own, it actually works very beautifully because it allows you to get to the root cause of what you're working with in an animal, because that's where the healing can begin, right? So it's excellent when dogs have or cats have behavioral issues, or if they have certain emotional issues, which may manifest as behavior problems. So when you actually start using the flower remedies, it actually brings in an emotional and mental balance where you actually see a total improvement or complete reversal of the behavior issue that they're going through. As a result of that, you'll see that there's improvement even in their physical well-being, just because, for example, I was working with a dog who was extremely fearful. He refused to go out on walks. Like anytime he saw a car or anything, he would tuck his tail and just kind of get really scared and refuse to walk, just try to hide, So we used the flower remedies, and just within one round, that dog now normally started going out on walks, which was like a natural thing for him to do, right? So as he got rid of the fear, he started eating better, which was another issue that the pet parent had, like that his dog was not eating. But we just treated that, and one by one, his problems started getting resolved as the flower remedies started working. It was so easy. We didn't have to do any punishment or reward-based training. It was just naturally altering his mental state, and everything got sorted out.
One of my stray dog, she developed a tumor this much big. It was this much big tumor, and I gave her the remedy with complete hopes that it's going to help her. What am I mentioning is that I had hopes the remedies will help her. But then to my surprise, what happened was that this was beyond my hopes also. The tumor from this much, it became this much in just like 8 days. I gave her in drops. It became this much. And then now sometimes I need to find where the tumor was.
Nature works on the principles of co-creativity, coexistence, and harmony, thus allowing all of us to not to just survive, but to thrive. When we take the flower remedy, it becomes a part of us. We not only get healed, but we become one. There is no separation. There's unity, and once we get united, we are healed and we are not dependent on flower remedy for our entire life. Every disease comes here for us to learn a lesson. And unless we learn the lesson, the disease does not go away. Whenever we take medicines only for treating symptoms of a disease, and we'll end up being dependent on it for an entire lifetime, we've missed this learning process. The disease actually does not go away. It is only temporarily managed, and we may have to then continue learning in our onward journey in another lifetime. Therefore, flower remedies are respected because they are part of our learning and evolution in this lifetime. It's like installing a new program, and once the program is already installed, the transformation is complete and it's for life. It doesn't make you dependent. It's like you have become that. The very message of flower has become part of your own soul, your own learning.
The beauty of these flower remedies is nobody actually becomes dependent on them. We have the journey from wellness to illness. It's a person who walks from here to here. So all it's beautifully doing is just restoring balance once again back, so they don't have to be there on that journey anymore.
After I came to you, I don't even know how many years ago was that. It was
Maybe 10 years.
Was it 10 years? Yeah, and I got diagnosed with the lack of cartilage, and being told that, your profession, at that point I was cutting hair, you won't be able to do that, and you just have to kind of give up your profession and look at other remedies. And working with that and, using, natural remedies and working on it, and I just started seeing the results very fast, actually. I still continued, I think, for 6 months, I think I was still doing it. But after that, you were like, okay, you're done. Go. I was like, are you sure? You were like, yeah, I like you and all, but go. So I think it's been 8-9 years. I've not touched any medication for my knees. The best part was when I first came to you, you were like, what is your goal? Like, what do you want to do? And I know at that point I was so sad because I was like, Rupa, I just want to climb a mountain. It was so simple. Like, all I want to do is climb a mountain. Actually, for the last 10 years, not only have I climbed many mountains, I also bought a house in the mountains.
Meet Keshav Kejriwal, 7 years old, resident of Malad, Mumbai. In 1998, he was declared asthmatic. When doctors decided to use nebulizers and steroids, his frightened mother was suggested about the energy healing therapy.
Keshav suffered from cough cold regularly since the age of 2. Antibiotics didn't work. He didn't recover. He was then declared asthmatic. Doctors said he would be given steroids and nebulizers. We were then told about Om Sanjeevani energy healing theory. After undergoing nature healing energy therapy, Keshav recovered, and since then, he has never had any problems of cough cold.
Ever since then, after you took remedies, did you develop this thing for in asthma?
No, never.
So it was healed for once and for all.
Yeah.
वन टाइम मेरे को जो था एकदम ये वो जो स्टोन का प्रॉब्लम आया था, तो वो हमने कंटिन्यूस किया. आई थिंक सो मैंने 6 महीना तक लिया होएगा. तो फिर बाद में मेरे को आज आई थिंक सो ये बात को 10 to 11 ईयर हो गए हैं. तो अभी तक मेरे को तो कोई अगेन सेकंड टाइम कोई प्रॉब्लम स्टोन का आया नहीं है.
Parth suffered from rheumatoid arthritis, which runs in his family. And apart from that, he even suffered from high cholesterol. He was given flower remedies, and within a short period of time, his blood test results showed that his RA factor and cholesterol numbers improved significantly as he started to get healed.
પછી ત્રણેક મહિના પછી મેં ફરી રિપોર્ટ કરાયો. એ દરમિયાન મારું કોલેસ્ટ્રોલ લેવલ હતું એ 220ની અંદર આવી ગયું. HDL જે છે એ મારું 43 જેટલું થયું, અને RA ફેક્ટર છે એ મારું 22 જેવું થઈ ગયું છે, ઓલમોસ્ટ નીલ જેવું થઈ ગયું છે. પણ 2 મહિનાની કોર્સ, જે 2 મહિનાની દવાનો જે કોર્સ હોય છે એ પત્યા પછી જાણે જે મારી જૂની કમ્પ્લેનો હતી એમાંની 10-20% જેવી રહી હતી, પણ ત્રીજા મહિના અને ચોથા મહિના જેવું પૈતો મારો મેડિસિનનો એ પછી મને ખૂબ સારું લાગે છે. અને અત્યારે એક પણ પ્રકારની બીજી કોઈ દવા ચાલતી નથી. સાથે સાથે હું 24 કલાક કામ કરું છું અને હાર્ડવર્કિંગ મારું કામ છે.
सबसे पहले मैंने फ्लावर रेमेडी स्टार्ट की थी मेरे बड़े बेटे के लिए. वो ज़्यादातर स्टैमर करता था बोलते वक्त, इसने बाद में उसका वर्ड निकला, तो उसके लिए मैंने उसको स्टार्ट किया था. एंड ही रिकवर्ड वेरी इजीली, एंड विद इन 2 months ओनली उसकी रिकवरी हो गई. तो मैंने फिर वो डॉक्टर ने बोला कि बस हो गया तो अभी स्टॉप कर दो मेडिसिन.
मुझे दरअसल वर्टिगो हुआ था. गाड़ी चलाना, बाइक चलाने के लिए मुझे डॉक्टर ने ना बोला ना, तो उन्होंने दवाई दे के रखी थी कि कभी भी ये हुआ है तो ये दवाई ले लेने का और 5 दिन का कोर्स लेने का, लेकिन इसका कोई इलाज नहीं है वर्टिगो का. और सर की दवाई के बाद तो मुझे आज तक 2010 में मैंने दवाई चालू की, आज तक ऐसा कुछ वर्टिगो का मुझे एपिसोड भी नहीं आया आज तक. उनकी दवाई है और मैंने ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा 6 month उनकी दवाई वर्टिगो के लिए ली थी.
Let me tell you about the holistic way of healing. We believe that we aren't separate from the whole universe. We are fully connected, and we are never superior nor inferior. We are just a little part of it. We always treat the person with mind, body, and emotion together, along with the environment. So in holistic healing, we always look for cause. If you want to treat any disease, you must look for the cause. because our body is a transparent machine. Nothing happens just like that. Every disease has a reason. It was in the development. But our healthy body was healing it all the time. But one fine day, when you can't, the disease will manifest with all the symptoms, and finally we have to pay attention. And it happens because there's a reason. Is that there's a mistake in the lifestyle, maybe there's mistake in the food, maybe there's something else. But one has to find out the exact cause.
डॉक्टर अतुल शाह और डॉक्टर रूपा शाह, उन्होंने इतने सालों की मेहनत से ये पूरा जो बनाया है उसमें दो चीज़ों का महत्व है. एक, द प्रैक्टिकल अप्रोच फॉर द डिजीज़, रोग को कैसे देखते हैं, और फिर उसका ट्रीटमेंट. दोनों ही चीज़ें यूनिक है. काफ़ी केसेस में हमारा देखने का नज़रिया ही अलग होता है. जैसे माइग्रेन के लिए हम सिर्फ सिर में देखते हैं. अतुल सर और रूपा मैडम जो है वो काफ़ी उसको इमोशन के साथ रिलेट करके इमोशन को रिलीज़ करना होता है. तो ऐसे बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं जो प्रैक्टिकल अप्रोच में बदल जाती है. तो उसकी वजह से अच्छे रिजल्ट मिलते हैं, लॉन्ग लास्टिंग रिजल्ट होते हैं.
सबसे अच्छी बात मुझे ये लगती है कि मेंटल सिम्टम्स तो हटते ही फिजिकल सिम्टम्स भी हट जाते हैं. जैसे कि किसी के बहुत जॉइंट्स दुख रहे हैं तो कहीं ना कहीं माइंड में रिजिडिटी रहती है. उन्हें किसी न किसी बात की एक गांठ जैसी बनी हुई रहती है, रिलेशनशिप को लेके हो या किसी से बातचीत में कोई आम हो गया हो. तो जब वो हट जाती है तो अपने आप ही जॉइंट्स पेन भी कम हो जाते हैं. Flower remedies help a lot when there are negative emotions involved. If you harbor negative feelings within your system for a long time, you may fall ill. Many times, these negative emotions can be the root of a particular disease.
हाँ, मैं आई थी मेरे अस्थमा की तकलीफ के लिए. सी डॉक्टर इज सो स्मार्ट. उन्होंने देखा मुझे कि क्या है, तो वो मेरे माइंड को ट्रीट कर रहे थे. बिकॉज आई वॉज गेटिंग अस्थमेटिक अटैक बिकॉज ऑफ माई माइंड डिस्टर्बेंस. सो ही ट्रीटेड वेरी वेल. एक बार कहाँ पर रात को पार्टी में किसी ने मेरे लिए बैड कमेंट्स पास की, तो पूरी रात भर मेरा माइंड में वो घूमता ही रहा. और सुबह में मेरे को इतना कॉन्ट्रैक्शन लंग्स का हुआ कि आई हैव टू रन टू द हॉस्पिटल. पर डॉक्टर की दवाई लेने से अभी मुझे कुछ नहीं होता.
What was the problem,
એને always like now ખાંસી રહેતી. જેમ ક્લાઇમેટ વેધર ચેન્જ થાય રહે એ મને તરત લંગ્સમાં કફ થઈ જતો અને ખાંસી થઈ જતી. અને ખાંસી એટલે એકદમ જોરદાર ખાંસી થાય. રાતના કન્ટિન્યુઅસ ખાંસે અને ઉલટી ખાવ. પણ હવે એને ઘણો ફરક થઈ ગયો છે. ક્યારેક અગર હવે બહારનું ખાઈ બી લે ને તો પણ એને કંઈ પ્રોબ્લેમ નથી થતો કે એને ખાંસી આવે છે કે લાઈક મને કંઈ વધારે એની પાછળ જોવું નથી પડતું એમ. જસ્ટ દિવસમાં એક વખત હવે તો એ બી દવા લઉં છું. ઘણો જ ફરક છે. ઇવન એમના નેચરમાં બી ઘણો ફરક આવી ગયો છે. તમે કહી શકો કે લાઈક આમ ઓલીને બધી વાતો કરી શકે છે મને એમ. પહેલાં એને કહેતા બહુ અચકાતું હતું, મમ્મા તમને એક વાત કહું, અને હવે તો મમ્મા આઈ વોન્ટ ટુ ડુ ધીસ, આઈ વોન્ટ ટુ ડુ દેટ, અને હું આ કરું છું એવી રીતે કરીને. ઘણો ફરક છે.
तो मुझे डिप्रेशन भी आ गया था. मुझे ये 10 साल में 2-3 बार डिप्रेशन के सीवियर अटैक आए, पर उसमें से मुझे डॉक्टर अतुल शाह ने बाहर निकाला है. उनकी मेडिसिन से मुझे बहुत बहुत फ़ायदा हुआ है. पर उसमें उनकी मेडिसिन की वजह से मेरे ब्लड रिपोर्ट एकदम, एलोपैथिक डॉक्टर भी उनको भी शौक लगता है कि तुमको इतना ये माउथ अल्सर है, क्या भी है, वो तुम्हारे ब्लड रिपोर्ट्स एकदम नॉर्मल आते हैं. HbA1c के CBC/SR कोलेस्ट्रॉल भी अभी तक मेरा लेवल है ज़्यादा, पर वही मेंटेन रहा है उनके मेडिसिन की वजह से.
मुझे एक्चुअली कोलेस्ट्रॉल की प्रॉब्लम थी. पिछले 1.5-2 साल से मेरी, उस समय 2006 से मैं कोलेस्ट्रॉल की मेडिसिन ले रहा था. जबकि एक समय पे मेरा कोलेस्ट्रॉल लेवल 389 रहा करता था, और 1.5 साल से मैं दवाइयाँ ले ही रहा था. डॉक्टर सर ने बताया कि आपके जो भी डॉक्टर आप बता दो कि आपको क्या बीमारी है, कुछ नहीं है। जबकि मैं कह रहा था कि आप 20-25 हज़ार जब तक खर्चा नहीं करोगे तब तक आप ठीक नहीं होगे। अभी आप ठीक हो गए। हालांकि मुझे ये महसूस तब हुआ कि तब तक मैं फ्लावर रेमेडीज़ की 2 दिन तक मैं वो दवा ले चुका था और तीसरे दिन मैं हैप्पी था, अंदर से एक अच्छी तरह फील कर रहा था। ये चीज़ मुझे समझ में आई 6-8 हफ्तों के बाद में कि मैंने टेस्ट तो करवा लिया, लेकिन ये 2 दिन में बिना कोई दवा लिए एलोपैथी की मैं अपने आप को हल्का कैसे महसूस कर रहा था। तो वो एक्चुअल श्रेय जाता है फ्लावर रेमेडीज़ को।
One must consider taking flower remedies before and after surgery because we have observed that it helps the healing to happen very fast, even the bleeding reduces, and the recovery is very smooth.
I had intussusception when I was about 4 or 5 years old. So tabhi Dr. Uncle, he had given me some drops a couple of hours before my operation, and those drops just fully healed my issue. Like honestly, if they would have done an X-ray on me after I had taken those drops, then not an X-ray, like an M.R.I or whatever, they wouldn't have to operate me on me because those drops like fully like cured me. So that operation wasn't required because the drops just like healed me. Yeah, like practically, like I had to still get operated because obviously the doctors and nurses, you know, they wouldn't obviously trust someone else what they're saying. They also have their own practice. So they still operated me, but when they did operate me, everything was completely fine. Like everything was completely cleared. They didn't really have to do anything. So they just operated me, checked everything was okay and stitched me out. Like it affects you not just physically, like if you're physically sick, it'll not only affect your physical health, but even like mentally and emotionally. Like mental health and physical health is obviously combined. You can't be physically healthy if you're not mentally healthy. So with this medicine, like makes you feel mentally good as well, like a positive mindset, and you feel positive in general, like about your body, about your health, about where you're at. Overall, it just affects you in like a whole, not just a part of your body. It affects you as a whole.
A regular doctor is actually just putting a band-aid on the situation. And if you look at every illness, it has started off long ago from either an event or an emotion, or so many things have cascaded into what we see as a physical condition. So holistic doctors looking at a person as a whole, not just the physical, say a tumor or whatever they see, but the entire mental, emotional, spiritual, all the imbalances, and how can we put all of this and bring this person back into their being the best versions of themselves, the most balanced version.
The best way of holistic living is where you do not need a doctor, because each of us have this inner doctor that is always 24/7 working and healing us. That is the same creative intelligence that is in the macrocosm, in the universe, sustaining it, repairing it, is ever alive. And the same creative intelligence is going to heal us and keep us alive and live our life with the perfect purpose and harmony and optimism. In holistic healing, you build good immunity, which protects you and adds other benefits.
He was 1.5 years old, 1.5 साल का था, and continuously इसको coughing and vomiting, cough vomiting. इसके pediatrician के पास आए. Before that, इसके pediatrician के पास 6 months इसका मेरा on and off 6 months treatment chala hai. All the cough syrups, antibiotics and medicines, everything. And there was no improvement. After 2 weeks, iska वापस से वही शुरू हो जाता है. And he was getting very weak. And ziddi, ये चीज़ें थी, बिहेवियरल पैटर्न्स थे इसके जो मेरे कंसर्न्स थे. जनरली पीडियाट्रिशियन को हम दे डोंट टेक दीज थिंग्स इन नोटिस. जनरली वो खाली बीमारी देखते हैं, दवाई दे दी, खांसी बुखार ये वो.
For the holistic healing, it is important to find the root cause and then treat them from it. You can know it by their behavior patterns. Flower remedies will fix the root of it so the patient becomes free from the issue.
तो शी डायग्नोस्ड थिंग्स जो मेरे को नहीं पता थी कि इसमें है प्रॉब्लम, वो सब चीज़ें. एंड धीरे 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 हमने इन सब चीज़ों पे वर्क करना शुरू किया. एंड उन्होंने बिहेवियरल पैटर्न्स, बहुत रेस्टलेस रहता था ये, उन सब चीज़ों पे फोकस किया. टुडे आई केम टू रूपा मैम बिकॉज हैंड फुट एंड माउथ डिजीज़ बहुत ज़्यादा फैला हुआ है. तो जनरली जब बच्चों को होता है तो फीवर से स्टार्ट होता है एंड बॉडी पे ब्लिस्टर्स हो जाते हैं एंड इट इज़ वेरी अनकम्फर्टेबल फॉर चाइल्ड. वो खा नहीं पी पाते हैं या बुखार खांसी है. दिस इज़ हिज 5th डे एंड ही डिडंट गेट अस, मतलब मुझे पता ही नहीं था कि इसको हैंड फुट एंड माउथ है, क्योंकि इसको फीवर नहीं हुआ, इसको ब्लिस्टर्स मुंह में नहीं हुए, ही इज़ ईटिंग नॉर्मली. मैम ने मुझे बताया कि हमने इसकी जो 2 साल इसकी इम्यूनिटी बिल्ड करी है उसकी वजह से इसको ये वायरस इतना इफेक्ट नहीं किया. टच एंड गो है, ही विल बी फाइन इन 1 or 2 days, जो कि बाकी बच्चों को 10 दिन 15 दिन लग रहे हैं उसको रिकवर करने में. ही विल बी फाइन इन 5 days. वो एंड ही डिडंट हैड अ सिंगल एलोपैथी मेडिसिन, वो कड़वी दवाइयाँ सिरप्स मैंने इसको दिए ही नहीं.
Flower remedies are very easy to take as a remedy. Listen to what others got to say.
सबको लगेगा ये एक पिल खाने से क्या होगा, पर वो एक पिल कितना जादू कर देती है.
I just remember one thing, like the medicines which we were taking, like it was not a medicine, it was like eating a chocolate. So I remember that they were like very sweet and they were nothing, like never felt like they were medicines.
It was very difficult to make him pop a allopathic tablet, even if it was a small one. Whatever damn thing you insert it into with, he would somehow come to know. I cannot administer any tonic on him. It was only a pill. Even if I thrust it down in his throat, he would somehow vomit it out. But these flower remedies are so simple to use. It is just 2 drops. Even if he's sleeping, not opening his mouth, you can give it on an empty stomach or in whatever ways you can give it. Just 2 drops. Just 2 drops. It is so simple to use.
And other actually flower remedies, it is, by the way, the pills are so, tasty basically, and you feel like, taking it again and again. Like my favorite time of the day is that to take the pills because it's very sweet and you sometimes feel like, overtaking it. But even if you overtake, there's no fear because it has no side effects. It does no harm at all. It does no harm.